All right, what's up, y'all? This is an unofficial Insider Ties. Obviously, it's not Friday, and I'm only talking about one subject here, and that's Marvin Bagley. So I'm hitting the button so I don't go over time. I want to get into this as quickly as possible. Marvin Bagley is a great player. He's going to be a really good NBA player. Marvin Bagley is a big man. And basically, I'm including this Twitter page to show Marvin Bagley with a big man who makes him look small with Shaq. Shaq had a shoe deal with Reebok. It wasn't a bad shoe deal. Shaq could sell shoes, but that was 30 years ago. Yeah, almost 30 years ago. It's basically 25 years ago. And then Shaq transitioned over to his own brand, which was Shaq, which was sold at Payless. But Shaq was a personality that was so endearing and overpowering, and everybody loved Shaq. He had movies, he had everything just going for him. And here Marvin Bagley is not the same type of personality. He does have charm, but can he sell a shoe? I mean, all right, let me get to this. Puma. He's signing what is reported as the biggest deal since Kevin Garnett. One thing that you should remember about Puma in basketball, the last signature athlete they had was Vince Carter. Vince Carter had to pay $13 million to Puma for breaking the contract with Puma. He left, went to N1 for a moment, and then he ended up with Nike. The rest is history. He stayed with Nike for the rest of the time of his career. But he had to pay $13 million to get away from the brand. That's that should be kind of like a harbinger for Marvin Bagley. Marvin Bagley's a Nike kid. I understand the idea of the money. I understand that, you got guys like Klay Thompson and all these other people who have gotten these deals with these brands that are over in China. They have no real history. Puma actually does have history. So when we start thinking about Puma basketball, the first thing we kind of go to is a search on Puma basketball. And we start to get these kind of obscure sneakers. There's nothing hot here. There's nothing to pull from the retro chamber. The only place you can pull from the retro chamber is with Walt Clyde Frazier. But b-boying and hip-hop took over the Puma Clyde suede. Now, if they did some technological advances to it, maybe. But if you can name a Puma tech right now, do it. Name me a Puma technology. You're coming up with the same thing as me. I know there's Trinamic and there's EvoNet and a few other things, but there's no true Puma technology to update the Puma Clyde into a basketball shoe. So you also have a history of Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas wore Pumas. There were a lot of different people that wore Pumas, man. They were popular. But here's Marvin Bagley attempting to make a brand hot where when you go to Puma and you type in basketball, you get women's shoes, Clydes, Big Shine, everything's at 20% off. And you ask yourself, what can he wear off court? And that's where the big issue is. But I think they do have an easy solution and a fix, and they can fix it. I want to know what you guys think, though. Leave comments. Peace.